So is China preparing for World War III? The answer is, I hope to the hell not. They're not. Because I don't like the idea of World War III. Joe? Guy? Anyone?
War. Bad.
No, not a fan either. I'd rather sit here, do my podcast, watch my daughter play flag football, watch my eldest daughter in college, enjoy her time in college. I'd rather not be looking at starvation, nuclear annihilation, war, killing people, people killing us, the threat of people killing us, and us having to threaten to kill other people. I really don't like that idea. And you probably wouldn't either. Unfortunately, the Chinese Communist Party, I don't believe, feels the same way. Are they preparing for World War III? What would an invasion look like? Ladies and gentlemen, I covered that last week. And folks, the threat of an EMP attack, an electromagnetic pulse attack detonated by a balloon in our atmosphere and a nuclear weapon attached to it is very real. I had State Senator from Texas, Bob Hall, on my radio show yesterday. He'll be on my Fox show again this weekend, Saturday at 9 o'clock. Don't miss it. He talked extensively about how easy this is to do. China did they not just show us how easy it is to infiltrate our airspace with a balloon and nothing happened? Did anybody miss that? Well, how difficult for them would it be for them to attach a nuclear payload, to detonate it, and to basically wipe out every electronic device you have? Everything. Nothing would work. Water filtration plants, nuclear plants, nothing would work. Energy plants, nothing. God forbid your parents or something need supplemental oxygen that has to be plugged in. Nothing works. State Senator Hall brought up a fascinating, for all the wrong reasons, point. He's like, you detonate an EMP in the atmosphere, or a couple of them over the United States, you wipe out 90% of the population probably within 6 weeks. You got about 10% of us left. Chinese wouldn't even need to invade. Military facilities would probably be broken. Chaos would break out. There's a possibility of desertions. Invade, they just walk in and take everything. He brought up the point that they're not going to nuke the United States because they need the food. They need the farmland. They can't feed themselves. They just walk in and take it. Folks, the time to prepare for this is now. Now, why am I bringing this up? Again, conspiracy theory, whatever, man. I don't even care anymore. I spent my entire life in the preparedness field trying to prevent both Republican and Democrat presidents from being attacked or anything happen to them. I got paid to think about crazy things that might never happen. You know why? So they would never happen in real life. And you know what I get paid to do now? To tell you the truth, that the signs are everywhere, that something's going on. A friend over at Fox, Tucker Carlson, addressed this new Russia-China symbiote. How China and Russia, who've been historical enemies, by the way, look at history, you'll see that yourself, have been historical enemies in many cases, all of a sudden seem to be teaming up like the perverse Wonder Twins, and they're up to something. Tucker addressed this the other night. Check this out.
In an interview with a German newspaper today, the Ukrainian President Zelensky casually mentioned that, oh, by the way, the entire world may soon go up in flames. Quote, if China aligns itself with Russia, there will be a world war. There will be a world war? If China aligns with Russia? Who could say something like that calmly? Since, as we just told you, China is aligned with Russia. It's already happened. That's not speculation. It's a fact. And as a result of that fact, according to Zelensky himself, hundreds of millions of people will die. No big deal, as long as we take Crimea.
I mean, you have Zelensky in Ukraine already talking about this China-Russia alliance. Folks, I'm just going to ask you a simple question. Are you really confident in that ridiculous expression, your heart of hearts? But are you really confident that a U.S.-EU alliance with the Germans who don't even want to fight now, like the Russians, right? An EU alliance that hasn't spent money on their military, the European Union, significant amounts of money in decades. Are you really confident a U.S.-EU alliance would win in a fight with Iran, Russia, and China? I think the odds are in our favor. But are you really confident? Because if we lose, it's over. And are you really confident knowing they could fly a balloon over our territory with an EMP, wipe out about 90% of our population, wipe out our entire electrical grid, and basically have us helpless to respond? Folks, the signs are everywhere. Remember this article from a couple of weeks ago, February 2nd, 2023? It's in the newsletter today. I suggest you read it. Bongino.com/newsletter. It's free. You can follow it. Check this out. U.S. general's gut feeling of war with China sparks alarm over predictions. Leaked memo forecasting a Taiwan Strait conflict in 2025 triggers a debate about undisciplined comments. This guy was a 4-star general, folks. He said, quote, his gut told him that we'd be at war with China in 2025. He was kind of like disciplined for this. His name is General Mike Minahan. He's only the head of U.S. Air Mobility Command. Predicted a war with China by 2025. Why do you think he said that, Joe? You think he was bored on the weekend playing Scrabble?
Nah,
he was missing a word, and the word came up. Oh, war,
yeah.
China. There you go.
I think he knows something we don't.
Maybe you think so? You think he's been briefed in on things? Joe and I have got some pretty good sources.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty confident General Mike Minahan knows a lot more than we do. I'm pretty confident. You agree, Joe?
Yeah, I'd say so, Dan.
A little bit. Yeah. I haven't been sitting in on those briefings. You think that was just a slip of the tongue? 4-star general? Yeah, we're going to be at war by 2025. Should find it strange, too, the eagerness of the administration to squash that all of a sudden. No, undisciplined comment. Man's undisciplined. What about this one? Folks, again, I'm just reporting to you what's happening. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to frighten you. There's a pretty good chance that hopefully this will not materialize into World War III. Unfortunately, if there is a 5 to 10% chance that it will, which would result in potential nuclear annihilation and the death of me, my kids, my family, any future kids my kids would have, and your kids too, I think we should know about it. Wall Street Journal, February 2023. China's Xi Jinping plans a Russia visit as Putin wages war in Ukraine. Again, what do you think they're doing over there? Campfires? S'mores, maybe? Chatting about the Yankees, Garrett Cole next season, see if he's up for it? Maybe chatting about the Super Bowl? Here's another one. But folks, the list goes on and on. Notice how I'm using a variety of different outlets from all sides of the political spectrum to show you that this isn't some right-wing conspiracy theory. These things are actually happening. U.S. Sun. China is learning from Putin's Ukraine disaster as the regime prepares for an all-out Taiwan blitz to cut off the island from the U.S. Ladies and gentlemen, they are learning all the wrong lessons, China, from the Ukraine disaster. There is a school of thought I believe is wrong. I could be wrong. It's my opinion, though. I'm telling you it's my opinion. I'm speculating. But there's a school of thought out there that China is learned from the Ukraine disaster, and China is saying, oh, you know what? We better not invade Taiwan. Look, Russia couldn't even do a land invasion into Ukraine, which it shares a border with. We'd have to cross the strait to Taiwan, making it geometrically more difficult to get in there. We better not do that. No, I don't think that's what's happening at all. I think China learned from the Vladimir Putin incident that if you're going to do it, you have to blitzkrieg immediately. Missiles, land, air, everything. I think he thought Vladimir Putin got too cocky, used only pieces of his army that he could have used. And I think Xi Jinping is figuring out that if he's going to do it, he better do it all at once. That was a clip from the Dan Bongino Show. You can watch the full show. We recommend you do on Rumble. Go to rumble.com/Bongino, please, and subscribe for free. We appreciate it.